research and report on the quantum financial system, or QFS. Bring me back everything you can find, even if it's a little conspiratorial or tinfoil hatty, full spectrum, max detail, God mode nexusing.
Inside the quantum financial system, the hidden truth behind the coming reset. The whisper of a new system. For years, a phrase has floated through encrypted chat rooms and telegram channels: quantum financial system. It's spoken of as the end of fiat, a moment when honest people's accounts will be mirrored to quantum-secured ledgers, debts forgiven, and hidden wealth released from cabal control. Followers connect it to NESARA and GESARA, obscure legislative myths promising global prosperity, and to new technologies like quantum computers, medbeds, or the XRP ledger. The story carries power because it mixes legitimate scientific breakthroughs with millenarian hopes. To understand it, we have to unpack both. Origins: NESARA, GESARA, and the migration of a prophecy. The seed goes back to early 2000s message boards. NESARA, the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, was a rumored secret bill that would zero out debts and restore constitutional money. When that prophecy failed to materialize, believers folded in new technologies, first cryptocurrency, then quantum computing, as the hidden mechanism that would flip the switch. By 2018, QAnon channels were posting diagrams of the QFS, claiming it had already replaced SWIFT. Figures like Whiplash347 and other Telegram influencers wove charts of XRP, Stellar XLM, and gold-backed currencies into a single reset narrative. None of this was ever corroborated by any central bank or technology firm, but it sounded plausible because real institutions were indeed working on quantum-safe cryptography and digital currencies at the same time. What quantum really means? The word quantum has two uses. In physics, it refers to phenomena at atomic scales where particles exist in superposition. In computing, it refers to machines that use qubits to process information in ways impossible for classical bits. A full-scale cryptographically relevant quantum computer, CRQC, could, in theory, break today's RSA or ECC encryption. That threat is real enough that the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, launched Project Leap in 2023 to test quantum-safe communication between central banks, BIS 2024 RHL 1640. Quantum computing is not yet at that level. IBM's most advanced chip, 2025, handles a few hundred qubits with high error rates, useful for experiments, not finance. So while the technology is genuine, the instant global reset version is fantasy. Number 3. The machinery of the myth. The QFS narrative usually asserts that 1. All banks are already connected to a quantum satellite network. 2. Each person has a mirror account with sovereign funds awaiting activation. 3. Fiat money will vanish after the event. Technically, no quantum network like that exists. The closest real analog is quantum key distribution, QKD, used experimentally by China's MISIUS satellite and in European pilot networks. QKD distributes encryption keys using quantum states of photons, but it doesn't move money or maintain ledgers. The story's architecture borrows from distributed ledger blockchain vocabulary, blending it with quantum buzzwords to sound cutting edge. But no blockchain, Bitcoin, XRP, or Stellar, operates on quantum principles. They rely on classical cryptography. The quantum ledger idea is a metaphor that believers took literally. Who pushes the narrative, and why Telegram communities built around Intel drops mix screenshots of BS or IMF papers with unverified Q posts. Accounts promise followers access to QFS accounts, bond redemptions, or Tier 4B notifications. Investigations by Vice and New Lines magazine traced these operations to coordinated promotion schemes, fake groups that later solicit registration fees or XRP staking. Bitcoin VN's 2024 report flatly labeled ledger QFS tokens as scams. The same patterns, pseudoscientific jargon, moral era classic affinity fraud. Shtashma 5. The real quantum finance revolution. While the myth spiraled online, actual researchers were publishing peer-reviewed work. MDPI 2024 described quantum money and quantum blockchains as theoretical constructs that could one day guarantee unforgeable tokens. Moody's 2024 surveyed banks experimenting with quantum algorithms for risk modeling, not money creation. BIS 2024 issued Quantum-Readiness for the financial system, urging post-quantum migration of AL 2030s. PQ Shield and Ultra 2024 began commercial rollouts of post-quantum cryptography libraries used by major financial institute defense, not replacement, ensuring that Swift, Fedwire, and Target 2 can survive the day. Quantum computers can actually crack old ear. They are upgrading the locks. Number 6. The grift layer. From hope to hustle. Scammers exploit sincere believers by promising early access to revaluation currencies or quantum account activations. Victims are told to buy specific tokens or foreign bonds and then upload KYC data to unverified portals. Some are coaxed into sending money to redemption centers. The New Lines magazine investigation documented retirees who lost life savings chasing QFS activation emails. The Vice case study showed one man's death following financial ruin in a QFS-linked crypto scam. Every legitimate financial regulator, the SEC, FCA, ASIC, has issued warnings. No government or bank has announced a QFS, and any site claiming so is fraudulent. Number 7. Quantum finance without the myth. What is really happening? Central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, pilot projects in China, Europe, and the US are testing blockchain-based payment rails. These are centralized digital forms of national currency, not quantum, not decentralized utopia. Post-quantum cryptography, PQC, NIST standardized new algorithms, crystals, kyber, dilithium, resistant to quantum attacks. Banks and payment networks are integrating them gradually. Quantum networking, universities and telecom firms are linking labs with fiber-based QKD. BIS Project Leap demonstrated quantum-safe messaging between central banks in 2024. Quantum computing applications. Institutions like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs use quantum annealers via IBM Q and AWS Breakit to model portfolios, experimental but real. These are the genuine tectonic shifts in finance, quantum resilient security, not quantum miracle abundance. Nab 8. The psychology of the reset. Why does the QFS narrative persist? Because it fuses technological awe with spiritual deliverance. It promises that corruption will end not by politics but by physics, and in an era when people see inflation, surveillance, and inequality, a clean slate sounds holy. But reality is more nuanced. Quantum computing will indeed reshape security, logistics, and analytics, but it cannot overwrite debt ledgers or magically distribute wealth. Power structures shift through policy, not qubits. 9. The real reset. The real quantum reset is already happening quietly. Banks are migrating to quantum-safe encryption. Regulators are coordinating a global cryptographic upgrade. Researchers are building quantum networks for secure data, not secret wealth. The system is transforming, but through transparency, not secrecy. And that may be the greater revolution, a world where information security no longer depends on trust alone. Sources and receipts. Bank for International Settlements. BIS, Quantum Readiness for the Financial System, a Roadmap 2024. BIS Project Leap Overview, Quantum Proofing Interbank Communication 2024. MDPI Journal of Quantum Reports, Quantum Perspective on Digital Money, Towards a Quantum-Powered Financial System S 2024. Quantum Computing in the Financial Sector, Trends and Risks. PQE issues Quantum Readiness Roadmap for the Financial System. Ultra 2024, message from BIS, start post-quantum migration. N. What is the quantum financial system? Bitcoin VN 24, is Ledger QFS a scam? ID the QAnon crypto scam that cost people millions. New Lines Magazine 2024, Rita Scams. Mondiversi 2025, Quantum Financial System QFS, Quantum Financial System, Global Currency Re.